All right, welcome back to the channel. Today I have kind of got a lot in store, but bear with me on this one. So, I'm sorry, there's not actually a bear with me. I pulled the turbo off of this because I needed to figure out how the oil feed was going to go, and I also figure out turbo drain, oil drain, whatnot. So I have this for a turbo drain. It doesn't fit because the bolt holes don't line up, which is fine. I will figure that out here in a second because I have another turbo in my shed and whatever. But this turbo is missing some bolts for this little thing that holds it down. Also missing one of the little pieces here. I'm not exactly sure what this is called, so yeah, like I said, bear with me on this. But I've gotten spark plugs, oil, stuff to extend the battery cables. And I'm just going to kind of go through a lot of different things on this, but I may honestly be able to start this a lot sooner than I expected. But I'm also going to kind of take a quick break from that and kind of work on this and organizing everything up here, because everything up here needs to kind of move so I can get the engine out of this. Garage is an absolute freaking mess right now, and that is kind of what I'm going to focus on today. So, like I said, bear with me. I'm going to go into my parts inventory over here and see if I can steal stuff from this to put on that other turbo. Because this, I'm pretty sure, is a blown up turbo. I'm not sure. It's fine, but it's just an extra one I have laying around, so why not? All right, after doing a little bit of organizing, I still need to go back here and organize a bit, but I've at least got up here organized. I've got the engine hoist here. I'm gonna probably take that engine off the engine stand. Think about putting it up there. I'm not exactly sure just yet, but I've at least got it a bit more organized in here so I can at least start being more productive on everything. Just really need to get some like actual organizing stuff in here. But if you guys have any suggestions, leave them down below in the comments. As for right now, my dad is actually here to help me work on that, because that is the vehicle I'm going to be giving to him. Kind of giving, I mean, it's, I'm gonna rebuild it and he's gonna pay me like some money for it, but whatever. Well, I have the coolant draining right now, and at least it didn't overheat. There was plenty of coolant in the system, so head should be good. I mean, of course, it has a brand new head, so yeah. All right, I got the heater hoses off and coolant all drained from the radiator. May have to pull this hose off just for a little extra clearance, but I just have to drop the AC compressor at this point. Should be ready to pull. All right, I've hit a little stopping point on this. And I need to get the axles pulled and the AC compressor dropped, but I've run into an issue with that, and I've broke off a bunch of little bits because I only have a 3/8 32 millimeter. Yeah, not having a fun time here. So on that note, to the auto parts. All right, went and picked up a good old impact socket, 32 millimeters, so we're good to go there. Now, back onto this. Never in my life have I ever had that happen where it just won't break loose. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to a different plane of attack here. All right, guys, I'm back in the garage today. I'm going to be working on that again. I know, I'm sorry. I know you guys want to see MR2 content and whatnot, but I really need to get that engine out, especially because it's supposed to be like whiteout conditions over the next couple of days. So with that in mind, if it's whiteout conditions, I can work in the garage. It's not going to be as easy to work outside, so that's why I'm going to pretty much focus on getting that out and then get these going. So just bear with me again. All right, you're probably wondering what I did about that center axle nut. I borrowed a 1/2-inch impact from my dad and was able to just impact it off. For some reason, the breaker bar would not make a dent in it, so I got that taken care of. Last one I did of these didn't have that. It had like a little 10mm with like a long skinny bolt that went through the center of the axle, so this one is a little bit different with something. Now that I got the wheels off, basically I just need to push the axle out of the hub, which means I just need to lower this strut, which is just this one single nut right here. And then I also noticed this axle has been flinging a little bit of grease. You can kind of see the grease right down in here and stuff, but there's one of two ways I can fix that, and that's replacing the basically the boot there. But I know this is kind of a pain on these, but I'm also thinking I can do the cheap fix, putting a little bit of RTV on it. You just have to clean the area really, really, really good, which is probably what I'm going to try to do. All right, so I got that axle out. I put the strut back on just so I can still get the car back on the ground. And I, of course, put the wheel back on, but the axle is out and AC compressor is loose. I removed the belt. And here's the axle. It's got a center support bearing right here, but it looks like it is leaking somewhere right around in here. So I'm gonna get that all cleaned up. Probably put some RTV on it and see if that holds. Worst case scenario, I replace the boot. Other than that, only other worst case scenario is I just replace the axle. But don't know if they were clicking, since I didn't see if this thing was running and driving, I should say, since I didn't get to drive this thing before I bought it. So we will find out. I'm going to try to get as far as I can on this side, but I do have to leave here in a minute for an appointment. Back from my appointment. Time to jump back on this. Pretty much all I have to do is get that axle out, loosen all the motor mounts, and then it is ready to be pulled, which then I just have to lower the vehicle back down and loosen all the motor mounts. We are almost there. Alright, got the hood off, got it sitting right over there. Now just undo this motor mount right off the trans, and then I should be ready to pretty much pull it. So I'm gonna have to get the engine hoist over here in a second. Alright, just spend some more time organizing up here a little bit more. Got that engine over there, got the twin charge engine off the engine stand so I can put that engine on here. Organized up here a bit more so I have more room, especially be building an engine. Yeah, it's coming along so far. Now I can get on to pulling this actually out. the ground, I forgot. Alright, a few torn gloves later, and I have the engine out. These are so freaking simple. I love it. Now I just have to figure out a way to get the hood back on. That'll be the fun part. Alright, the hood is back on. Now I just need to get the engine over here so I can put the engine on the stand right there. And also take a look at the transmission, like clutch, flywheel, stuff like that. And make sure like the input shaft seal isn't leaking. So I could probably replace that while I'm in there, but we'll kind of see. Let's get started on that. Alright, I got it over here. Well, I think it's just a bunch of 14s all around this bell housing that I just have to take off. But they're kind of hidden, and some of them go in from the front of the engine, some of them go in from the back of the engine. And yes, this is a Mazda, but this is back when Mazda and Ford did their whole thing together. So it says FOMOCO on there, Ford Motor Company. I said that weird. Ford Motor Company. Wow. I don't know why. So this is the block for the 2.3 and the 2 liter, but this is the 2.3 liter, and that is also what that engine is as well. So I'm just hoping whatever's inside here, whatever I find, it's going to be fairly easy to rebuild. All right, I'm gonna end the video here. I did make this kind of a long video, but next video you guys will see will be either on this MR2 or this one here. I do have to go to a store called Hathaway Performance, which is here kind of in town. We're gonna go with that to pick up some fittings for the turbo here, because the turbo drain flange that I have will not fit on this turbo. Bolt holes from center to center on the flange here are just a little bit too wide, so I have to get one a little bit smaller, still 10 AN. And then for turbo feed, I have to get a fitting for that as well. But you guys will be seeing either this or this in the next video. Thinking about working on this just so I can get this ready to go for the person I'm going to give it to. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and share. And just remember, don't quit on a body that won't quit.